No, we only lived on the old Smith place.
I think that must have been where I was born, because
It was. I remember when you was born.
when we moved up in the old house that we lived in all those years, Huey was about 4 years old, or not quite 4, and we moved up there in the wagon, and I'll never forget, it scared me so bad because we had to go through some water, and they held Huey out with his feet, holding his feet like they were going to drop him.
That
Just
was an
scared me
experience
to
moving
death.
up there to the other place where we really lived.
Mm-hmm.
And we had, the water was as deep as a wagon
Mm-hmm.
bed, you know.
Yeah.
And that was an experience for us.
And that's when they acted like they were going to drop Huey in there, and it scared me so bad because I thought sure they were going to turn him loose.
Oh, the kitchen part when we lived in that house, we had a long table and a bench on each side of it. But one bench wasn't quite as long as the other, and they put a can there, and I was sitting on that can, and Harm was teed up, and he walked. I didn't know he was going to do it, and I wasn't afraid of him. I didn't think, but boy, he walked up there and hit that can, knocked me a center block. I fell way back. But I thought a lot about Daddy, the things that he did. It was bad times then, you know.
It was hard times, hard times.
And so, they cut that tree, and he took them blocks and he rolled them roofing. It was
made the shingles.
Made the shingles, and he'd sat there with that old thing, and I can still see him just how he did it, you know. No, he wasn't bad to us. He had a load on his shoulder. He didn't know what to do.
Do you remember how many rooms that house had in it?
Uh,
Do you remember? Could you tell us how that house was built?
yeah, I got a picture in there just like it. You brought me that picture from my
Yeah, we never did have a picture of that house, though, did we? I never did take a picture of that house.
Well, that's built just like it.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Show it to little Charles.
I'll walk over there.
It had the back part of it was on there, where this is, didn't have that back part extending out.
But when you was born, I now have understood that. They could build chimneys out of straw and mud. Why didn't they wash away when it rained?
I guess it dried like concrete or something.
And that's what I remember about that. It was so cold until they pulled Mama's bed right up in front of the fireplace. That's when you was born.
Yeah.
And I don't know why the rest of us didn't freeze.
Well, but I had pneumonia.
Yeah,
they
I know
said,
you did.
and they had to hold me all the time to keep me warm.
But
so
we couldn't get to the fire because the bed was right in front of the fireplace.
Wilma was born up there in that place where we always all lived.
Yeah.
It had a dog trot and a back porch. And the boys' room was on one side, and the girls, it had 2 bedrooms on one side and the boys' room on the other side. The boys' room ended up the girls' room because it had 3 beds in it. It was kind of like a dormitory.
And in the summertime, Mom and Daddy would move their bed out on the front porch, and they'd put a mosquito bar out there to keep the mosquitoes from And now we like the grass so well that I can't understand why we had to take the hose and scrape all.
We didn't have a lawnmower to keep it mowed, so we had to keep it scraped, the ground scraped.
It is something. really something.
But we didn't have but one heater in the house,
No,
and that was made out of a 50-gallon drum.
and Mama had to cook in that old wood stove.
Yeah.
But that was another nice thing that Daddy, she made the biscuits and he fried, they cooked rice
Mhm.
and he fried the bacon and cooked the rice. He was always in there helping her.
Mm.